Hi, this is Manesh Patel from IchimokuTrade.com. Today is February 2nd, 2014. This is our bi-weekly Ichimoku analysis for the futures market. We're going to cover everything from crude oil, natural gas, heating oil, commodity futures, cotton, sugar, bonds, and so forth. This is a normal disclaimer to state this is for education use only. We're not telling you to buy or sell any particular instrument. If you do so, you're doing that at your own risk. All the charts you're going to see basically are from TradeStation. Here are our contact details here at info@eiicapital.com. Also, you can call us at any of our office locations here, or you could access into our website here for free videos, access to our heat map, our email, multiple time frame email alerts, and so forth. So let's begin and start going through futures. Remember, let's go to the beginning here. So first one we're going to discuss is soybean oil. Remember, the left-hand side is basically the daily chart. Right-hand side is basically the weekly chart. You can see here soybean oil is continuing its trend going downwards here. It broke a support level, and you can see both the daily and weekly is still very strong. The daily is at a minor resistance level right now. The major resistances on this guy you're going to see are basically 39.10 and 41.35. This thing's still going down, so there's not many supports you could see at all. Corn here, you could see is basically bearish trending on the weekly. On the daily, it looks like it's basically consolidating now. That's basically, you could see that little here on the weekly. Momentum still very, very strong bearish, so you got to be very careful. It's kind of in a minor counter trend mode right now on the long term, where it's doing a pullback. Support on this guy for the pullback is going to be basically 423 and 4.8, and basically the resistance on this guy is going to be basically the 467.8. Cocoa, if you look at cocoa, is basically bullish trending on the weekly. Popped out here. Really can't say this is trending because it still hasn't moved at all. But basically on the long term, it's trending. Hit a major resistance, which is 29.29. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens if it breaks that level or not. Support on this one's going to be 27.81 and 26.29. Crude oil. We've been talking about this. This is basically consolidating here. The bottom of the consolidation pattern was 89.47. Got up, broke out of the cloud, came down, held a minor support level here, which is 82.32. As long as it could hold this level here, this thing has a possibility of sitting there going higher. What we're doing is we're looking for a pullback now to roughly about 96.12, which is a minor support level, and at that point it's got to hold that level here. If it holds that level here and then it's going to sit there and starts going higher, then you got a possibility of getting to 102.15, which is the next major resistance level. So again, we're looking for a pullback to roughly about 96.12, and then we're looking for it to at least get back up to resistance level 102.15 between February and March now for crude oil. So, but that's all going to happen only if it maintains the support level at 96.12. Cotton. If you look at cotton, really not doing anything, consolidating between 76.33 and 94.32. Broke the middle of the consolidation, which is 83.35, trying to get higher. Support on this guy is going to be roughly around about 85.44. And then the resistance now you're looking at is basically going to be 94. Dollar. If you look at the dollar index, really not doing anything at all, consolidating between 79.52 and 85.05. Bounced up the bottom, so now we got a high probability getting to the middle, which is 82.26, which is kind of what we're looking for it to get to. Support on this one's going to be roughly around about 80.51, and resistance, of course, is going to be the 82.26. Feeder cattle here. This is basically, it looks like it's bullish trending, but from here, but this is not trending at all right now. It's got a high probability getting to 173.85 with a support levels at 167.58 and 162.75. So you got to be careful on how you get there, but this thing looks very ugly with a lot of spikes intraday. So be very careful on trading that particular product. 5-year Treasury Notes, if you look here, this basically consolidating now. This was basically bullish trending here, consolidated, did a major pullback here, trying to go back above the cloud and change the sentiments. It finally did change the sentiment last week, and you could see here it held a support at 119.12, which is what we're looking for it to do. In order for it to retest that 122, it had to sit there and hold a support 119.12, which it kind of did. Now we're looking for it to sit there and get all the way back up to here. My support levels you're looking at on this guy are going to be basically 120.03, and then the major one's going to be 119.29, which is roughly around this one here too. Heating oil, you can see here, let's shrink this down, really not doing anything except consolidating, trying to get to 3.140 up here. Support on this guy is going to be about 2.8519. Here's my favorite one to discuss is coffee. It's a nice bearish trading here on a weekly time frame. Finally looks like maybe it bottoming out here, came here and finally broke a resistance at 121.68, and now it looks like it's trying to get to 138.12, which is kind of going to be its I would say its major pullback, believe it or not. They could only do that if it maintains the support at 116.50. So its support is 116.50, resistance is 113.38. Live cattle here looks like it's bullish trending, but if you look at it, it's basically popped into this big mess up here. Resistance in this is 141.80. Support in this guy is going to be about 136.89 now. Lean hogs, if you look here, lean hogs really not doing anything here. Bullish trending here, trying to go for a major pullback in here. The major pullback level is 192.600. However, it still has a lot of time. So it could sit there and kind of hang around here for a while, believe it or not, even a month or two. Resistance on this one's going to be 95.438, and then the next one's going to be 98.125. Natural gas, which a lot of people have been talking about, looking at. At the beginning of the year, we put out a institutional quarterly report. We've been looking for this thing to go long, and we basically stated in here, in order for it to go long, it has to maintain the support here, 3.825. It came down to our support level, bounced off right off the guy, and basically came all the way up here. We didn't expect it to get this far that fast, but it just did. So we kind of are looking for it now to sit there and pull back. And we're looking for pullback levels for this thing to sit there and possibly bounce off there and go higher. Major pullback level is going to be 4.633. After that, it's going to be 4.375 in order to still be bullish and maintain that bullishness. Oats, if you look here, is basically bullish trending on both the daily and weekly. However, it's got to a major resistance at 426. Support on this guy is going to be 375 and 340. OJ, really not doing anything at all except being boring. This thing is just sitting there consolidating, making basically, if you look at the highs here are going lower and the lows are going higher. So this thing's just consolidating and tightening and tightening and tightening, and you can see that easily here. So this thing's going to break sooner or later. The question is which way. Right now, this is bullish, so if it's going to break, it's going to be more towards the bullish side, and it does have a high probability there. So at a minor support level, major support is going to be 134.63. So everything is favoring right now bullish for this thing to break out bullish, so I'll definitely keep an eye on OJ for the next couple of weeks. Platinum here, a lot of people thought was basically starting to make a bullish move. Not at all. Until it gets above 1526, this is not going to start a bullish trend at all. And if you look here, this basically broke a lot of support and is now back to the close to the bottom of the range, which is 113.15. It's not good that over here and here it's making lower highs and it has not had the chance to go retest the highs up here. So this is showing more and more signs of being bearish. So I wouldn't be surprised in the next couple of months we actually break the 13-15 level and go down to a whole new level. The signs right now are showing us that. Gasoline, really not doing anything except consolidating between 2.43 and 2.96. The resistance on this guy is 2.72, and that's about it. Rough rice, consolidating between 14.616 and 15.90. This is slowly failing, believe it or not, so I don't think this is going to be bullish going into the next couple of weeks. I think you actually got a very high probability of getting all the way down to this next major support, which is at 14.995. Next one basically is soybeans. If you look at soybeans, really not doing anything at all, just consolidating. Resistance on this one's 1300. Support on this guy is going to be, I don't like that support. Support on this guy right there. Let's move this guy down to here. It's going to be about 1237. Sugar here, basically trending on both the daily and weekly. It's at a minor resistance level right now, 15.64, which it bounced off. Next one's going to be 15.98, and the master one, which is basically 17.43. Gold, a lot of people are thinking gold is being bullish. However, I don't think so. This had a bearish trend here, held by the green line, came back, retested low here, and came back up. Okay. In order for this to be bearish, you got to sit there and keep on going lower and lower and lower. This move here should not have happened above the red line at all. And now what's happening is the red line is acting as a support, trying to hold it up and trying to force it to go here. So we're actually looking for a pullback all the way down to 1229. And at that point, we're going to look at the lower time frames to see exactly what's going to happen. But it may hold that support. If it does, it's got a high probability of getting to 1307. So we're definitely looking for that too on gold. Okay. Soybean meal. If you look at soybean meal here, this is still continuing to go up. This is bullish. Minor support is 421. Major one's going to be 375. 2 year, really not doing anything except consolidating between 109,19 and also 110,04. The middle of the consolidation pattern is 109.28. 10 year, if you look at it, basically bullish trend here, did a major pullback. Now it's trying to go up to retest the high. In order to retest the high, this thing's got to sit there and maintain a support at 123,28. If it could do that, then you have a possibility of coming up to here, which is very likely, believe it or not. 30-year Treasury here, bearish trend here. Should have broke down here, didn't do that at all. Came back above a minor resistance level, which is not good. Support on this guy is now going to be 130 and 2732s. Resistance is 136, 1132s. We got a high probability of getting to that level, believe it or not. Wheat here is going to a whole new level, going down. Basically, a resistance in this is 612.48. And the next major one is 635 and 4/8. If you have not entered a bearish position, you'd be stupid to sit there and enter one down. I would stick to just waiting for it to bottom out and then looking for opportunities to go counter trend. Silver here, bearish trending basically daily and weekly. It's gone for a minor pullback here and a major one here, and you could see here it's trying to retest the low at 18.50. Resistance is 21.93. Okay, and lastly, copper. Really slowly trickling down, believe it or not. Held the resistance level at 3.4158. It's coming down with high probability getting to 3.1149. And at that point, believe it or not, it's got momentum to sit there and break to keep on going lower. So I wouldn't be surprised if copper does sit there and tank even further. But you never know. History right here shows it tanks and consolidates, tanks and consolidates. So who knows how fast it's going to sit there and start a bearish trend. Okay, that's it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys in 2 weeks.